Hi, Kimo here. I thought this would be a really interesting topic to discuss because we do see a lot of coaches out there, YouTube, whatever, discussing, how they made it, success, abundance, and how you can have it too. And I just want to discuss that a little bit more. I want to include in the discussion the law of attraction idea. The universe was created with laws, and the law of attraction seems to be this very real thing. But I think there's more to the law of attraction than what meets the eye. I think there's some spiritual concepts that are going on as well that are infused in the law of attraction. It's not just us making our dream boards and manifesting all of this stuff. Certainly, that is part of it. And I utilize the dream board with my clients, but I don't necessarily use it for abundance. Oftentimes, the way I use it is helping people step into their authenticity, step into their true selves, so that they can manifest a life that represents them, their purpose. I find living your purpose and living your meaning is what really offers true satisfaction and fulfillment than abundance. And you could say, well, wouldn't we all want abundance? Why don't we go for that? I say, sure. So I ask this question of you. Take any abundant coach and take their message. And let's say they use the law of attraction too. Can they take that message and speak to people from other countries with other governmental regulation? Let's say a communist country. Can they take that message with the law of attraction and everything else they say? And can they speak that same message to anybody anywhere in the world? And I don't think they can. They can here in America because we're a capitalist country. At least right now we are. And you can pretty much be entrepreneurial and go for anything you want. So do the rules change when the group of people that live in a certain country have a different vibrational frequency? Maybe. That's a possibility. We could look at it that way. But do we choose where we're born? Now, from an earthly perspective, it just seems very random. Oh, these are the people I was born to, and this is the experience that I have, right? But what if, like many of us spiritual people believe, that we actually chose our parents and we wanted to have this experience this time in this lifetime? Because maybe, if you believe in other lifetimes, your last lifetime, you did something else. So you wanted to do something completely different. I don't know. It's a possibility. I think it's a very real possibility. We get so caught up in this lifetime, like it's the only one, and we better squeeze everything we possibly can out of it. Now, for me, I actually do want to squeeze everything I possibly can out of it because I figure, well, if I signed up for this lifetime and this experience with the parents I had and where I grew up and everything, I do want to get everything out of it I possibly can. I do. So let's entertain for a moment that that's true, that our spirit chooses to have different experiences in different lifetimes. If that's true, then it wouldn't be necessarily that we'd want to have this abundance every single time. I really don't believe that we all could be billionaires. I just don't. We're not all meant to be billionaires. That wasn't what we most likely came into this lifetime to do. But the people that are billionaires were, and synchronicities happened. So that's why I think there's something a little more to the law of attraction, because they were meant, their trajectory, their blueprint before they came was to become a billionaire. And I think the misperception is to think, very narrow mindedly that, well, I did it, everyone else should be able to do it too. No, no, there's a lot involved in that, I'm sure, besides personality and who you're born to, and just everything that fell into place synchronistically to make that happen for you. I almost feel like this message should be a relief to a lot of people to take the pressure off that maybe that's not your trajectory. And that's where tuning into yourself, tuning into your own divine instinctualness and discovering your path. What is your path? A lot of people want to get famous on YouTube or famous somehow, some way, and have all the money. It looks like a very glamorous life. The more I'm learning about it, I don't know how glamorous it is. What if you're meant to just have a local impact? What if you're just to impact your family or your community? Maybe that's enough. Maybe that is what we need, because I do know this. If each of us chose to love one other person massively, we could change the world. Each of us, every single person chose to love one other person. Now, some people come in with more difficult situations to overcome. So maybe we're meant to love 2 or 3 people, each of us, and make an impact and help them to grow and overcome. Maybe that's more the message. But I do know there's a verse in the Bible that's really good that says, "To whom much has been given, much is expected." So in this lifetime, if you've been given a lot, there's so much more you can give. I don't think it's meant to just like go on your mountaintop and just appease your every desire, and have everything you could ever want. Maybe some people would think, yeah, that sounds great, and maybe that's what they chose in this lifetime. But I do believe that most likely we all really, our soul would like to be the highest expression of itself within this personality, within how we were raised and the upbringing that we had. The really cool thing about believing that you may have lived many lifetimes is that you've probably experienced every type of person, color, socioeconomic status, like everything, I'm sure. Because if you have the opportunity to experience what it's like to be this, to be that, we'd probably take it up. We'd do it because there's something bigger going on. There's a soul experience going on. And just think too, if we thought of it that way, wouldn't we be so much less judgmental? We would offer more grace and breathing room for everybody as they're navigating through their experience. Yeah, we would. The other thing I don't like about some of the abundant success coaches is they'll have a formula. And again, the formula worked for them and their trajectory. But will it work for me? I know for a fact for me, I am not meant to market in myself in the usual way that some formula would say. I just know that instinctually. And also, if you look at my astrological chart, you would say the same thing. I'm not meant to do it the traditional way. And I never have. And I've always had enough. I've always had more than enough. And I've never followed the traditional method of doing it. When I am most successful and experience abundance on my level, okay, and I feel very abundant, but most all of my friends have so much more than me financially, but I still feel incredibly abundant. I have a home, I can buy myself good food, I can buy myself clothes, and my home is beautiful, which is really important to me. And those are kind of the key things for me. And being able to create a life that makes impact for others, that creates meaning for others and myself. Without that, life just kind of loses its juice for me. But now my partner, he has a different trajectory. It's so obvious. So I can only wonder what his past lifetime was. Different healers and stuff have alluded to what his past lifetime was. So his present lifetime makes a little more sense. He's kind of here this time just to have a little more fun. And I find that super fascinating. He innately has like spirituality deeply embedded within him, but he's not, seeking out everything he can read and learn about it like I am. But he's totally cool and he loves listening to me share my stuff. Now, if I judged him, why aren't you on this trajectory with me? That wouldn't be fair or right because that's not being true to his authenticity. So it really is worth your time to get to know you, dive into the depths of you. If you're sensing that that would give you fulfillment, My partner is more about having fun, socializing, enjoying life. And I like to do that too, for sure. We're on the same wavelength that way. I love trips and vacations on the calendar, but I wouldn't want to have a life of vacation. That doesn't appeal to me. You know how people say, oh, I just want to be on the island and just live my life like that. I can visit the island, but I get the most out of life when I'm making videos like this, when I'm sharing my wisdom. That gives me more pleasure than anything. But yeah, I love a good vacation. So if you'd come to someone like me for coaching, we would dive deep into you. We would look deeply into your personal, unique trajectory and make your own rules from there, because they're probably not going to follow anybody else's formula. And if you're drawn to someone like me, law of attraction, it's possible that your trajectory more aligns with my way of being than, maybe with those abundance people out there. So again, we don't have to make anyone wrong here. Everyone's on their journey, figuring things out. We sometimes stumble, we sometimes pick ourselves up. It's just filled with all kinds of experiences, and to judge any of it doesn't make any sense. I've never been one who really looked at astrology before, and I always just kind of was like, yeah, I'm a Virgo. But then I went deeper into it and I learned like my ascendant, my rising, my moon, my north and south node, and it blew my mind. And it's 50 pages long. I went to astrologycafe.com. I read the whole thing. At first I thought, all right, I'm going to highlight what's me, what feels like me, what's resonating. I highlighted all 50 pages. All 50 pages sound like me. That is the perfection of the universe. And people have been guided and led to provide wisdom to figure out the system, the perfection of the universe. And it's even within our astrology of when we're born. I did everyone in my family, and everything is resonating. It's so amazing. So I'm the type of person that seeks that stuff out. Like I said, my boyfriend, he's like cool with it. I read to him stuff from his chart and he just shook his head. Yep, that's right. That's true. It's so different from mine. And yet we're highly compatible. So if you're having trouble figuring out who you are, that's what all of my courses do. My courses really help you ground in you, tune into you, get very intimate with your divine connection, and heal your stuff from the past. We are definitely meant to do that. It's just more pain and suffering when we don't heal our past and move forward. It's very hard to do relationship with the past on your back. I mean, that's a heavy load. And to learn some really healthy communication skills and life skills and mastering your mind. That's what I'm about. I hope this was enlightening for you, give you something to think about, and I hope to see you in more videos.